Alright, considering the biblical, the serpent, the serpent is cunning, alright, and he's hanging about by the tree of knowledge of good and evil. Alright, let us see. What I think is that, alright, you should warn them, say, hey, my good friends, my children, my believers and my kin and household, my family, my offspring, my creation, my devout, my loved, my betrothed, the ones who have earth's dominion given to them by my hand, the hand of God. You said to them, beware, for in this garden lurks a cunning and crafty perspective who will try to turn you against my just will and my guidance. Beware of the serpent, for he will lie to you, he will deceive you. Beware. Do not trust. All the creatures of the garden are not fully trustworthy. This was something to be warned about. Warn your children, warn them, show them that there is something out there which lurks, trying to destroy you or bring you evil or bring bad your way. If that happens, you must provide them. You must provide them. You must provide them warning, caution. You must give them caution. You must make them cautious and not paranoid, but be on their toes about the serpent, so that when they look in his eyes, they will not. They will see that it is what he says is from a lie. Now that is on the path of, if you believe that the serpent was lying. Now I am not trusting of the serpent. I think that the serpent is does use man to his advantage and is very wise, but is self-serving. And that's the reptilian mind, is a very prey-minded, it is a mind which seeks for self-preservation. It is all about fight or flight, survival skills, immediate gratification of the physical, the fleshly. Now that's what I think about the serpent mind, and yet the serpent is wise in the world of in that world, I suppose. Anyways, what we will say is that whatever the serpent's intention, honestly, the serpent is the serpent is intriguing, because what did he have against his creator from the start? What was his purpose? They speak in the Bible of the serpent as a will of his own. Like he was born with his own, his own spark of perspective. Like he had his individual mindedness to question, to consider, to weigh the pros and cons. And in his understanding, he was saying that to Adam and Eve, maybe he was deceiving them. I mean, perhaps he was only saying it to deceive them, but perhaps he was also telling them what he has gleaned from his life in the garden. That is his assessment of God. Would he not say God is good? There were no curses yet on the serpent. So what was his agenda in the garden? To lead astray Adam and Eve. What would be the serpent's intention there? It seems as if he was a creation, he was a unique creation in the garden to have a perspective. It's that would collide with the creator. He was a unique perspective. But then they would say, no, 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 that's because the serpent was Lucifer, Satan. He used to be an angel of light, and that's what they would say. And then he was just hanging around the Garden of Eden. Didn't he get kicked out? And then again, I guess, yeah. I mean, all right. I guess that makes sense. But also, there are people who say that the serpent was literally just a serpent. But then they also say in Revelation that he's the serpent. Yes, they say that Lucifer or Satan is that old ancient serpent. And so I definitely don't trust the snakes. You call someone a snake, it means something very... it's very negative. It doesn't mean anything good of the person. It means something very it's not good. Now what we're considering though is what we will say is that look, not in all areas is a snake or a serpent like this evil menacing being though. If you take a snake and just on the ground or you see it in the forest, the woods, I mean, the animal has its merit of it serves its lifestyle's purpose to its survivalistic approach, and sort of isolate sort of way is not... I wouldn't look at a snake disrespectfully. Like, I wouldn't say, oh, you're a sinner, you're evil, why are you even here, I must destroy you. I would look at a snake and be like, you are an intriguing animal, you are the most cunning animal. Why? And what gave you that cunning? What inspired that style of thinking? What is this enmity that you have towards the creator? What caused that? What is it? In the serpent world, in the snake world, what enmity do they have? Why do you hold enmity? And then what is it all about? And then, now I don't really know everything, but now let's look into the world of now let's go and think about the world of the ayahuasqueros. And the people of the Amazon rainforest, the shaman, they work very closely with the serpent. I think the python is very visually... look, they work with the snake. They work with the jaguar, they work with the plants, they work with the vine, they work with the trees, the wildlife, the rainforest, the ecology of the rainforest, the ayahuasqueros. They're very intensive on like the Mother Earth, visionary, the breath of life in the rainforest. They are communing with, it's the mother rainforest. It is a woman because they speak of ayahuasca as a woman. And if you've done ayahuasca, then it is absolutely, it is a absolute mother, woman, Gaia, Gaian light of a woman of powerful, amazing wisdom, like you, just divine woman. It's like Sophia, now they talk about in Gnosticism, wisdom is a female. In the Bible, everywhere in the Bible, they talk about wisdom. She is indeed spoken of as a female. Now, Jesus himself said that to the Pharisees that wisdom is justified of her children. And justified of her children, by her children. And then in Proverbs it says, in all thy getting get wisdom, and that she will anoint thy crown, place an altar for thy feet, or something like that. And wisdom is the principal thing, and that then Lady Wisdom is crying out on the streets, and she cries, and she'll scoff the people who denied wisdom. She'll scoff at the ignorant, and she'll laugh whenever their doom is drawn nigh. She'll laugh at them because they did not listen. Lady Wisdom cries out. That is a lot like ayahuasca is like that. Ayahuasca is very much like that. Ayahuasca is brash, and she's real, and she's like, she'll get you. Well, I would say ayahuasca is, she comes with she cries out, she'll cry out, now let's not deify ayahuasca here. Let's just say if you do, it puts you in the realm of the lady wisdom, of woman wisdom, of it puts you in that mind space. Yeah, it does. No, it absolutely does. And now there's more to say to that. Ayahuasca, all that, because my experiences with that were like a girl saying hi, like a girl like woo, like just a girl presenting, like behind the scenes, coming alive, like nature being like, we're among you, we're with you, we're here, we're your family, we're in the, like, sort of like you are around the forms of life all the time, the physical bodies, the presentations. You go into a room and say hi with someone, but then whenever you do a psychedelic that brings you into like the underlying field of connection that you have with all these people that are just playing out these roles in your life, and it wakes you up to that spark that is inside you. And it's like it's like going to the realm where we're all emanating or speaking from, like we're all connected in the background. We all got deep histories, heritages, lineages, like family lines, and like dignitaries and representatives, and like ways of life, and all that beams into form, and beautiful form whenever you do I mean, it depends on your experience, of course, but in my life, it came to me like angelic, like an angel, and like a girlfriend, but not trivial GF thing like that, more like a spiritual family, a spiritual kin, spiritual, like angels, kind of like, it was very much like that. And that's what I'm saying is, then you look into it and you look at people like Anderson Debernardi and Pablo Amaringo, Anderson Debernardi, and they do some really amazing ayahuasca artistry. The ayahuasca artistry portraying visionary states it's very similar to how they present it, how they represent it through their art. It is very similar. And now what we will say is like, now it comes very it's very linked to the snake. The ayahuasca artistry and all that, and ayahuasca in general is highly symbolically linked to the snake. And whenever you do it, you could say that this is kind of like it is a fruit of knowledge. Is it a knowledge of good and evil? Maybe, I don't know. There might be good and evil in there, but it also depends what you do. There's a lot more good if your intent in those places is pure. If you have pure intent, then yeah, there's a lot more good. You can turn it into wrong directions if you have. Now, so yeah, it is ayahuasca and psychedelics and all that. Not all psychedelics come with the imagery of the serpent, though. Too, mushrooms aren't really heavily linked to serpent. The serpent, LSD isn't necessarily, from what I know, LSA, salvia. Let me think. What other ones are there? Basically, ayahuasca got probably because it's in the Amazon and it's a vine, and the vine is sort of akin to the serpent. But I was just bringing this up because I was only bringing that up because in Gnosticism, in the mythology of Sophia, the hypostasis of the archons. So Sophia, it basically the creator, the architect in that story. I don't necessarily share this point of view. In that story, the architect he's the one with already inherent enmity towards mankind, and the serpent is Sophia, and providing wisdom to awaken mankind. And after mankind is awakened, they are put off, and they sense this fear, this underlying fear to their in their so-called paradise that was created for them, and they awaken to the archons, the rulers of evil, who manifested this dream for them, and they awaken from it, and they see it, and that the serpent was there as the instructor to guide them, because the serpent is a symbol of instruction, I guess, and it can be like lecturer, tutor, sort of mastery in a way. You can parade mastery around. I don't know. The snake, would you say that there is a element of mastery or instruction or in the snake? Maybe. And yeah, there's stuff you can glean from it. But so anyways, what I'm saying is that it's no coincidence that ayahuasca, whenever you do I've never done ayahuasca. I've done pharmahuasca, and it's pretty much the same thing. But anyways, whenever you do like banisteriopsis and dimethyltryptamine, yes, it is so much like, ooh, she's there for us. The amazing female, divine, angelic mother wisdom, the woman that they talk about in the Bible. I feel like that's who they're talking about. Like Solomon's talking about wisdom as a she. Jesus says wisdom is justified of her children. Yeah, that's who I feel. I feel it's definitely connected. Psychedelic molecules, like Albert Hoffman discovering Albert Hoffman discovering LSD by chance, perchance, and he just happens to stumble across it after he puts it away. He puts it aside for years, and he stumbles across it again to try and use it for some other purpose, but some of it gets on his hand or something, and anyway, he has an overwhelming experience, and that leads to a bunch of the archaic revival, the wisdom of the primitive, things like that, like natural, the biospheres. It's Mother Earth is somewhat like, she's Sophia, she's wisdom, she's like wisdom, she's akin to Sophia. Sophia had a fall. Sophia's fall made her experience negative emotions and stuff. So now and Earth reflects the optimism and the tragedy of the fall. So there's all that involved in Gnosticism now, and so spiritually, psychedelics do have a place in Christianity. As far as I'm concerned, absolutely. And I wonder very much about them, because they were, like, to me, the real they were bastions of genuine spiritual experience. I didn't know what spirituality meant until I knew that, there are literally places in your mind that you can go where you will generally feel your spirit start to, like, elevate and, like, have senses of metaphysical, if you want to use that word, non-physical, spiritual feelings of all types. That's found in